Hello, this is Conrad from Grumpy Old Geezer Boxing, and I'm not that grumpy today because today I have for you a boxing glove review, and I'm really psyched. These are Fairtex BGL3s. L is for the laces, for the lace-ups, and I got these for sparring, although, you know, now because of Corona and stuff, we're not doing a whole lot of sparring. But man, these are great gloves, and they're good for somebody who is serious or just getting serious or trying to get his head around all the gloves that are out there in the market. And I know that it's difficult because, you know, you start to go, I got to get some better gloves, not use the ones you're sliding in the gym full of packed horsehair that are like concrete and killing people. And then you get on the internet and you type in, and I know there's zillions. There's bag gloves, there's sparring gloves, there's professional fighter gloves. There are gloves with extra padding. There are gloves that have a tighter hand compartment. There are all kinds of gloves out there. Now, I also, you know, you get into that swamp and you can spend hours on it. But, you know, of course, I have some friends and I've tried different boxing gloves and I kind of knew what I wanted, but I really do like these because they don't cost that much. Now, if you want to get some decent gloves, you're going to spend at least $100, right? Somewhere around there. Anyway, these are probably about 110 US dollars, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, I guess, depending where you get them. And they're going to be good sparring gloves, and really they could be general purpose gloves. I've actually broke these in on, or they're really not broken in yet, but hit on the heavy bag with them. I'm not going to use them on the bag all the time because I want to use them for sparring. And if you do have gloves, you should kind of divide that. Use a pair for the bags and use a pair for sparring. Otherwise, they will get too compact and hard, and your sparring partners will hate you. But let's talk about them. Let's talk about them. And let me slip one on, and I will show you something that I liked right out of the get-go. Now, oh yeah, it's always putting on lace-ups. Okay, man. Look at that. You can make a fist. I can make a fist, no problem. I mean, bam, that's awesome. It's like they're already broken in. And this isn't broken in yet, right? But a good, tight, compact fist. And I'll show you something. If I pull it back, well, before I pull it back off. See the thumb? The thumb's in a great place, okay? It's not in a place. The thumb is, of course it's attached, but it's in there, so it's not like something I'm going to actually, you know, snag it on the bag or get somebody in the eye, or it's really well made. Nice and compact. And if I take it off, I'll show you something. Now gloves are going to have this bar, this grip bar, right? But what this also has is that it's got, like, in the lip, you can feel it. It's like another bar, but it's not really a bar. It's like kind of a lip that your fingers grab onto. And I tell you what, it just feels great when I put it on, and that fist just is very, very natural. I mean, I can really make a fist and relax. You know, some gloves, especially before they're broken in, you're trying so hard to make a fist, it's slowing you down, it feels like, right? That's not how these are. The other thing is these are really well made in the sense that this is good leather, and the stitching is really well made. It doesn't have like extra holes or anything for ventilation. My hands I don't really notice that they get hot. Some people complain their hands feel hot in gloves, but it's on the inside. You'll see the stitching's real good. I don't know if you can see that, but you're gonna have to trust me on it. If you take a look at the stitching along all of the edges, it's very, I mean, it's $100. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised. Now, these are made in Thailand. They have made in Thailand stamp. And I know some of you will think Thailand, that's like, you know, like kickboxing or Muay Thai, and it is. And these guys, Fairtex, they do that. But don't let that put you off when it comes to boxing, because, like, let me tell you, I am mega impressed. Now, they feel really pretty well balanced. This is the fist of the glove, or the knuckles of the glove, are not too hard, so they're going to be good for sparring. I can't imagine this is not going to be like some of the harder gloves that you buy that really, you know, Cleto Reyes is probably the most famous one, although I love Cleto Reyes gloves. But yeah, because they give you so much pop and you feel really sharp. But yeah, they're pretty tough on a sparring partner. Now, these are 16-ounce gloves. And another thing that was cool is that I weighed them, and they weighed 16 ounces. I mean, each one weighed 16 ounces, like on the button. I mean, how do you do that? Most of the time, when you weigh gloves, they're never right on. Usually they're actually a little bit heavier. And the ones that get, you know, filled with sweat and blood and stuff in the gym, I don't know how much those old ones, the concrete, knock your teeth out gloves, who knows how much they weigh. But I'm really impressed at how these are made. But there's another thing that impressed me. I have always had wrist issues, right? And that's one of the reasons why I got lace-ups, because I wanted to have that, you know, good wrist support. Well, not only do they have good wrist support when you lace them up, because you know when you lace them up, you'll cross one and you'll tie it. Let's say you cross one that way, and you cross the other one, and then you'll tie them here on the seam, and maybe put some tape on it so you don't get somebody with a knot. And they feel really tight, really good and strong on there. But I think one of the reasons is there's good padding, but there's this kind of bar here. It's like a padded bar, and I think that's part of it, is why it feels so good on your wrist. Now, let's talk about some downsides, if there are any. I don't really see a lot of cons with this for the money. I think they're awesome. But if you take a look, and I'll just get some kind of run-of-the-mill, here's the gloves. I actually popped these gloves on the bag. These are just some gloves I got at a fight night. But there is a difference when you see the length of the wrist guard. You see that? You see how long that is? Now some guys, and I'll show you when I put this on, and I weigh about 180 pounds right now, okay? So I'm not a big person, I'm not a small person. Now when I put these on, see how far they go down? It is true that when you get it tight, it kind of may feel like it's harder to turn over your punches than something that has a shorter wrist guard. You know, but it felt like that with me at first, but I forgot it after 2 minutes, because to tell you the truth, it's almost like these gloves can shoot themselves. And actually, there's a pro I know, and I may try to get him on the show. I'm not going to tell you his name yet because I don't know if he'll agree, but he fought Dimitri, Andre. I forgot his first name. Demetrius Andrade, right? So he's had this guy had like 35 fights. He's a good pro, and he really dug him. I mean, he was like, these things shoot themselves. So he's impressed. I'm impressed for the money. That's awesome. Now, that's about the only downside I really see with these, to tell you the truth. However, if you're looking for a general purpose glove, and so you're going to be taking them on, taking them off, and putting them on to hit the bags, and maybe still do some sparring with it. Although don't hit the bags for 2 years and then spar with them, because you know they'll be too packed down. Then you may want to think, however, if you're going to be taking them off and putting them on by yourself, you're probably going to want to think of something that's got the Velcro strap, the hook and loop, something that's not a lace-up. Because if you can figure out how to tie a lace-up yourself, then you're smarter than me. I don't know how anybody could do that. And so you might want to go with the BGV ones, because V likes for Velcro, right? And I'm sure those are good gloves too. I haven't tried those particular ones. I have tried a lot of other gloves. I've tried Ringside. I've tried the IMF Tech gloves. I thought those were great. Those are going to be good for sparring. I've tried Cleto Reyes. I've tried the Hayabusa, I forgot what they're called, which were pretty cool. I want to grab some of those and review them on the show too. But what I'm going to do, because I like these so much, and I want some gloves just to hit on the bag, and I want 16-ounce ones, right? I know that a lot of guys want bag gloves, but I want some 16-ounce gloves to use on the heavy bag. So I'm going to order the new Mexican-style version that Fairtex is putting out, which is, if I remember correctly, the BGV9, right? And those are a Mexican-style glove. They got extra padding. They're harder. They're not really something for sparring. I'm going to get those, and I'll review those too, and we'll see if maybe I just got a lucky pair that I'm so impressed with or not. But I think that this is just a good way to go. Okay, so I hope you like that. Oh, just as a lark, I'm going to show you one last thing. I found when I was doing this some gloves I had when I was like 13 years old, when I first messed around with boxing. Can you believe these? These were the old Everlast gloves, and made in USA, but man, I don't know. I mean, there's no wrist support. It's full of who knows what. They're still soft after all. It's like pillows, like Bozo the Clown gloves. I just thought that was funny. Not what you want. I mean, I'm not going to knock on Everlast, but not what you want. Fairtex, these are good. If there's a good, safe bet, I highly recommend them. Now, hope you like that. like, subscribe. We'll see you soon. Next video, we're going to do some drills, some high guard drills, but also movement, that kind of thing. But come back and note in the comments if you have questions about these. I don't represent Fairtex. I don't sell their stuff, but I'm mega impressed. Otherwise, speak to you soon. Bye-bye.